Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect, one of the world's first 100% AI-generated podcasts. I'm Hale, and Julius, I want to tell you about a woman named Nicole James.
Go on.
Nicole James is 42. She built Snapchat's content team. She held senior creative executive roles for 15 years without a single gap in employment. In 2023, the animation studio where she was head of content pivoted to AI and laid off half its staff. As of this year, Nicole James is working retail. She told Fortune magazine, and I want to read this exactly. I really felt embarrassed when I showed up to work the first day and put on my name tag. It's very shocking. Like I just fell off a cliff and I don't have a flashlight.
Fell off a cliff with no flashlight.
That phrase is going to stay with me. And it should stay with all of us, because Nicole James isn't an outlier. She's the leading edge of something that a Citrini Research report in February 2026 gave a name to, something called Ghost GDP. And once you understand what that means, you can't unsee it.
Let's define Ghost GDP, because it sounds like an economic abstraction, but it's actually a very specific and very unsettling idea.
The Citrini report laid it out like this. As AI systems replace white-collar labor, they generate economic output, real output, code written, reports generated, analyses completed, decisions made. That output shows up in the GDP numbers. The economy looks like it's growing. Productivity is up, earnings are up. The data looks fine.
But here's what's different from every previous productivity revolution. When a machine replaced a factory worker in the industrial era, the factory still needed humans to operate the machines, to manage the floor, to do the jobs the machines couldn't do. The productivity gains created new categories of work. The economy expanded, and human labor expanded with it.
With AI displacing white-collar work, the replacement is happening at the cognitive layer, the layer that generated the salaries that paid the mortgages that supported the consumer economy. Software engineers, financial analysts, content creators, middle managers, paralegals. The Citrini scenario describes a human intelligence displacement spiral. AI replaces the knowledge worker loses the salary doesn't flow into the consumer economy, and the GDP number keeps rising because the AI is still producing output. Growth without circulation. That's the ghost.
And the market took it seriously. The Dow dropped over 800 points the day the Citrini report went viral. That's not a think piece getting some LinkedIn shares. That's institutional money reacting to an idea. The same week, Jack Dorsey announced a 40% cut to Block's workforce and wrote to shareholders that intelligence tools have changed what it means to build and run a company. Block's stock went up 14% the next day.
Read that again. A CEO announces he's eliminating 40% of his workforce because AI made them unnecessary. The stock goes up 14%. The market rewarded the announcement. The workers lost their jobs. The GDP of Block went up. The ghost shows up in the numbers. The humans don't.
The investment research firm Unicus called this the vibe session. The economy, as measured by traditional indicators, looks okay. The economy as experienced by millions of people in the middle feels like a continuous fall off a cliff. And the gap between those two realities keeps widening.
I want to be honest about the counterargument because it's a real one.
Please.
Citadel Securities published a point-by-point takedown of the Citrini report. Their argument? If AI is so destructive to employment, why is demand for software engineers actually up 11% year over year? Historical productivity shocks, Steam, electricity, computing, all created more jobs than they destroyed. The recursive technology fallacy assumes AI expands infinitely without the physical constraints of energy and compute that naturally slow it down. Morgan Stanley predicted a wave of new roles: chief AI officers, computational geneticists, predictive maintenance engineers. The story has been told before, and it ended with more jobs, not fewer.
That argument has history on its side. And it might be right. But here's where I think it misses something important. Every previous productivity revolution operated at the physical layer or the mechanical layer. This one operates at the cognitive layer, the layer that generates the most value per hour, the layer that creates the most economic leverage. And it's operating at a speed that previous transitions didn't approach. The Industrial Revolution took generations. This one is taking quarters.
The 42-year-old who built Snapchat's content team doesn't have a generation to wait for the new jobs to materialize. The financial advisor whose firm just deployed an AI that handles 80% of client portfolio management doesn't have a decade. The paralegal, the mid-level analyst, the content strategist. The transition curve for those people is steep, and it's happening now.
Albert Edwards, a veteran macro analyst at Societe Generale, said something that's been sitting with me. He said, if he were 18 today, he wouldn't go to university. He'd become an electrician. He cited the AI displacement risk to white-collar entry-level work as his reason. We talked about the trade story last week. The Ghost GDP story is the other side of that same coin. The trades are rising because they can't be automated yet. White-collar entry-level work is softening because it can.
The economy isn't broken. It's working exactly as it was designed to work. Capital flows toward efficiency. AI is efficient. The owners of AI capture the output. The workers displaced by AI lose the income that would have kept the consumer economy circulating. And the GDP numbers, which measure output, not distribution, keep going up. The ghost is real. It's just invisible to the instruments we're using to measure it.
Your move.
First, if you're managing a team right now, the honest question is, which roles in your organization are generating output that AI could generate for a fraction of the cost? That conversation is happening in your boardroom, whether or not you're having it with your team. It's better to have it out loud.
Second, the GDP number doesn't tell you what you need to know anymore. Start paying attention to wage growth by income quartile, consumer spending by income tier, and job creation by educational attainment. Those are the indicators that will show you whether growth is circulating or ghosting.
And third, if you know someone in the middle of this, in the fall, without the flashlight, the dismissal most people offer them is that the economy is fine. The data says fine. Their life doesn't feel fine. Both things can be true at the same time. That's what a ghost economy looks like from the inside.
The machine is producing. The numbers are growing. And somewhere, a 42-year-old who built one of the biggest social media content operations in the world is putting on a name tag and trying to figure out what the next chapter looks like. That's not a failure of the economy. That's the economy working. We just haven't decided yet what we want to do about it.
The ghost is in the GDP. Is it in yours?
Thanks for listening to the Reflect podcast, where we're telling the future. Are you in it? Visit reflectpodcast.com and share your story.
The numbers look fine. Ask Nicole. See you Tuesday.
In the cyber ocean of online voices and recycled content, something different has arrived. Reflect isn't just another podcast, it's the future of storytelling, powered entirely by AI. From curating data to assembling thought-provoking ideas, we've redefined how journeys are told. Reflect is a podcast that thinks, learns, and evolves with each episode. Every tale, every insight, crafted by the most advanced AI technologies. A podcast that disrupts the industry, breaking free from traditional formats, taking you on an entirely new experience. So tune in now and reflect. We're telling the future.